It was China in 1937. The Japanese had just moved in, the bombing had finished for a little while, and we lived in a three-storied house with several dogs, my dad and my mum, my older brother, and my ama, of course, who was the closest person to me and perhaps the person with whom I established my very first relationship, warm and comforting. We had all kinds of other servants as well, naturally. They had to rake the grass and do the cooking and generally run the household. My dad was in the diplomatic service. He was the German consul in Shanghai. And so we had all the things that went along with that kind of position. It was nice. After the communists came to power, things began to change very quickly. It was difficult for foreigners. Many of them had already started leaving when it was not too difficult, but Mao put the pressure on and it became harder and harder and harder. And he got quite anxious because people disappeared and they didn't get their exit visas and you didn't know what happened to them. Some of them were taken away just at the border. And there was a period of general anxiety that came through the whole of the foreign people, not only the foreign people, but the Chinese people. And they were now under such pressure that they committed suicide in great numbers, so that it was said that going into the city of Shanghai and walking along the footpath was now a very hazardous thing to do, because when someone jumped, several people were killed. The immediate impact of seeing my friend's, girlfriend's mother, they lived just across the lane, the impact of seeing her go under the train, which I witnessed, was very, very disturbing. It was horrific. In 1952, when I was 14, that's right, Ama was still with us. I remember her coming into the room with piles of washing, probably our clothes, and she'd ironed them and she was about to put them away where they always went, in the chest of drawers. And I said, no, I can't just leave them on the bed. I've got to pack. I've got to decide what I pack and what I leave. And in that moment, I could just see the life draining away out of her face, and she stood there, and it was the moment at which the reality that this was over hit her and me. And then there was the day that we left when she actually reached her hand through to where I was sitting in the back of the taxi. And it was a brown hand. It was old, much older than I'd ever known it, and hard with work. And I held her hand. It was the first time I'd done that for many, many, many years. And then we left. And that was it.